This is the 2025 Honda CR-V EXL Hybrid, or what is ultimately known as the Sport L trim level. Hey everybody, it's Tom from Vehicle Visionary. I hope you're having a great day, and I don't mean to mislead anybody with the title of the video. The reason behind that is that YouTube gives me within my analytics the ability to see people's top searches that are leading them to my videos. That's how I make my decisions on what videos I make moving forward. There have been a lot of searches for 2024 or 2025 Honda CR-V EXL Hybrid. Well, there is no EXL trim level. You have Sport, Sport L, and Sport Touring. But ultimately, the Sport L is the EXL trim level. So let's dig in and find out what you get with this model. I'm at Holmes Honda today. There's a link in the description of the video if you want to know more. Let's dive in and see what you get with this Canyon River Blue with black interior CR-V. This particular CR-V is front-wheel drive, but all-wheel drive is available if that's something you're interested in. As far as your lighting goes, you won't have any trouble seeing after dark. You have LED headlights, LED daytime running lights. That flickering effect you see, I always like to tell people about this, is not really happening. That has to do with my camera. The gloss black front end, or grille I should say here, I think it works well. You also have some gloss black trim around the vents here, and then some matte black and even some matte gray down on the lower portion here. Just a nice contrast. You'll also find the active air curtains right here. They're going to be on both sides of the front end. That allows air to flow through and help give you even better gas mileage than you're already going to have with this hybrid model. And being front-wheel drive, let's talk about our tire and wheel size. Here's what we're going to have. 245 on our width, a 60 series sidewall, and you'll have 18-inch wheels at each corner. Gloss black is what they're going to be. I think that looks nice as far as the sport trim level goes. And let's take advantage of the Louisiana sunshine and look at the remote. Everything there that I think you're going to want, especially your remote start button right there. And you also have your power tailgate back there. Now, it's not hands-free, so you don't have the sensor that allows you to use the kicking motion under the bumper to open that tailgate, but it's still power. You have multiple ways to open. That's a good thing. How about your safety features? Well, we're going to have Honda Sensing to start with, which is going to include adaptive cruise control, road departure mitigation, collision mitigation, lane keeping assist, and traffic jam assist. As far as your side view mirrors go, they're going to be manually folding, just so you can see. They do fold in two different directions. Gloss black on your mirror caps. The turn signal indicators are built in, heated and power adjustable, and another nice safety feature right there is going to be your blind spot information system. By the way, that remote that I just showed you is a proximity key, and it has the walk-away feature. You'll find the roof rails here on the Sport L, and a sunroof up there that is conventional size. Body color on your shark fin antenna, and your rear roof spoiler, or tailgate spoiler as Honda calls it. There is the rear window wiper, going to help keep things nice and clean, easy to see when it's raining or if it gets dirty back here. And we finish things off with the LED tail lights. If you happen to be interested in buying one of these models for the current generation of the CR-V, but you're saying I'm anti-turbocharger, you're going to have to go hybrid to achieve that, because this is the engine option you'll have that is naturally aspirated. It's a 2-liter 4-cylinder mated to dual electric motors, combined 204 horsepower and 247 pounds-feet of torque, mated to an eCVT. Now, being that it's a hybrid, well, how good are the gas mileage numbers going to be? What do you think? 43 city, 36 highway, 40 combined, and 2.5 gallons of gas per every 100 miles driven. You'll have capless fuel fill, and if you're curious, this CR-V hybrid has a 14-gallon gas tank. And let's talk about usability as far as cargo space goes. As I mentioned, there is your power tailgate. We're looking at 39.3 up to 76.5 cubic feet when you maximize cargo space. We do have cargo area lighting, and I like seeing that on both sides. That's always useful. You have your hangers, bag hangers on each side, as well as a 12-volt power outlet. The only thing missing back here is a spare tire. You do have a tire repair kit that this model comes with, But as is the case with a lot of hybrid models, you don't have a spare tire. What about changing the height of your tailgate? Well, you just move it into the position you want, and you hold the button down until you hear all the beeps. And then when we close that and then open it back up, you're going to see that it opens back up to where I just set it. You might have a lot of different situations where you need to change the height, or maybe when you take your CR-V home from the dealership, the tailgate isn't opening to full capacity. And to fix that, all you have to do is just move it into the position you want, push it up or pull it down, and go ahead and hold that button down again. And what will your rear seat passengers find? Well, they'll find ample space on the armrest. And something I really like here about this armrest is that it's completely flat. Unlike some vehicles out there where this front portion has a little bit of an angle to it, this has a more of a natural feeling to it, more comfortable that way. I like that. Bottle holder or door bin, whichever you wish to use that as down here. And to answer a common question, do the rear seats recline? Yes, there are multiple settings where you can position these seats. They do recline, as you can see, and we have what I think every vehicle should have when it has a fold-down armrest with cup holders built in for the back seat area, because you have the vertical cup holders right here. That means when there's a cup or two here, you can still use it as an armrest, or your rear seat passengers can. That's always a plus. And a little bit of storage on the rear of the back seat, at least on the passenger side. I always wonder why there's only one in these CR-Vs. It wouldn't be that hard to add a seat pocket to the driver's side as well. But something that I think is of more interest here is going to be the fact that, number one, you have air conditioning vents back here for your rear seat passengers and USB ports. And I mentioned earlier that you have your sunroof up here. There's the shade that can be moved out of the way. It does tilt and slide open, and you use the button right up here to manage that. And give yourself a pat on the back for making it to this point in the video, because you're going to get the sticker price. There will be people who will ask in the comment section. Some of you are probably being sarcastic because of what I'm saying, and that's okay. Just leave a laughing emoji if you do. But some people ask what the sticker price is, even though I give it in the video. It's $38,700, at least here at Holmes Honda. Where you live, what kind of prices are you seeing on this same vehicle? Curious to know. Let's see what else you get for the price. 2 settings for seat memory here on the driver's side. We'll also have the controls here for our side view mirrors. You can lock and unlock, lock the windows, or unlock the windows, and control all 4 windows right here. And there are large door bins here with the front doors, plenty of space. Traction control can be turned off or on right here, and you can control the power tailgate right there. This lever allows you to, when you drop the lever like that, to adjust the tilt and telescopically adjustable steering wheel. You have a nice digital instrument cluster. You can make some changes to what you see up there. You'll do that right here. We're not going to go through all the time to do that, but you can make some changes if you want to and go through a lot of different information. I'm just scrolling through with the scroll wheel right there. Pretty easy to figure out. Adaptive cruise control is over here. And if you hold this button down when you're driving, you can actually go into conventional cruise control if you want to use that. Over here, we'll have the control to manage the front and rear window wipers, and right here, your headlights and blinkers or turn signals. Now, you might have noticed earlier in the video that there are no fog lights on this model. As of 2025, as far as the model year goes, there are no fog lights on any trim levels of the CR-V, whether you go hybrid or not. Not quite sure why that is. I know a lot of you would like to see that. Keep asking for that. Maybe Honda will add it. And we have our 9-inch touchscreen here. Tell me what you think. Is that big enough? Sure seems like it is to me. You're going to have your power flow meter right here. Pretty easy to figure out what all you can do there. A lot of different information. You can go into your vehicle settings right here, and depending on what you need to do, well, it's easy to find it because of the fact that you have the graphics here. If for some reason the power tailgate is not opening using power, well, this is likely what you need to do right here is make sure that power or manual are on, not just manual only. If the battery does die in your CR-V, you can still open the doors, open the tailgate, no big deal. You don't have to have power for that. You've got a key to help out with things. Pretty simple to deal with. It's all here. And we also have the multi-view rear view camera. Personally, I would like to see Honda add the multiple camera views that you can have on the Pilot as of right now, where you can see the overhead view, all that good stuff. That would be nice. Now, you do have heated seats. Where are my ventilated seats? That needs to be here, especially in Northwest Louisiana. We live in the South. The South loves heat. At least heat loves the South. I don't know that we love it so much, but it's here. It's getting warm. Today's high is going to be 97 degrees. Yes, I intentionally have the dual zone climate control already set to low. Easy to figure out how all of that works. You'll have your two options for USB and a 12-volt power outlet, wireless charging pad. There's your shifter, and your drive mode selector allows you to go into multiple modes. You start with normal. We go into Econ. If you live in an area where it snows a lot, I would definitely recommend all-wheel drive to complement your snow mode. And we also have sport mode. Pretty easy to deal with. Power parking brake, brake hold mode, all that's going to be here. Your cup holders, you can see that I have a bottle of water in there. And the center console with a lid that doubles as an armrest. Not too bad. I could probably lower my seat and probably feel a little more comfortable with that. It would be nice if it was maybe a little bit higher, but it depends on where you set your seat. So, you will have plenty of room within the center console. And speaking of the console, let's take a look at our upper console. Up here, we're going to have the sunglass holder, and you have all of your one-touch buttons up here. Right here, I think I showed that to you earlier in the video, but there's a better view of how you control your power sunroof to tilt or slide that open. And the passenger seat is also going to be power. It's also heated. We'll have a little bit of additional space, in fact, quite a bit of additional space here within the glove box. There is going to be the bag where you'll find your wheel lock key. If you need to deal with changing a tire, it would be helpful to have a spare tire to do that with, but you get a tire replaced, whatever the case is, that's where your wheel lock key is located. And one other thing I do want to show here is that you can wirelessly pair your smartphone, and you have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto compatibility. That's always good news for everybody who wants to take advantage of that. And you do have an audio system here with 8 speakers. Let's see exactly how that sounds. Okay, don't want to give you too much of that. Now, I haven't tuned on that to make it sound better or anything like that, but I do hope that my lapel mic did a good job of picking that up to at least give you an idea. And we'll get out on the road for our quick test drive. A very comfortable ride quality and a nice, easily maneuverable vehicle. If you live in an area where you get a lot of snow and ice, well, if you go all-wheel drive, you're definitely going to find out that you won't have any trouble getting around, especially when you pair that all-wheel drive system with snow mode. That's always going to make things a lot easier. So a good vehicle that can handle a lot of multitasking, can give you the good fuel mileage, but you don't have to go full EV, so you don't have to worry about, do I have enough range to get to where I need to go? You'll still have the ability to burn gas, so really kind of a nice backup of sorts where that goes. And as far as the interior is concerned, space-wise, I definitely feel nice here. I feel good and comfortable. I feel like I could easily fit in here if I was well over 6 feet tall. Now I'm 5'10", so not really a big deal where that's concerned. But somebody who's over 6 feet tall, I believe, could sit here in the driver's seat and set things just right, and they would have absolutely no problems whatsoever as far as being comfortable and not feeling cramped. In fact, there might be some of you watching the video who are over 6 feet tall who can tell us what your experience has been where that is concerned. The one thing I'm curious about is how comfortable I could be on a multi-hour trip. Tell us about that if you've had that experience in the comments section. Obviously, with my videos, I'm only in here for just a few minutes. It doesn't take very long to shoot these test drives, and so I am somewhat limited, in fact, greatly limited on what I can tell you about as far as long-term goes. What about acceleration? Well, let's go into sport mode here, and we'll see how much of a difference that makes. Maybe not a massive difference, but it definitely makes a noticeable difference as far as your acceleration goes. If you need to accelerate into fast-moving traffic on the interstate, as opposed to driving under the speed limit to merge. That's a hint to some of you drivers that I know I've been behind before in situations like that. You don't drive under the speed limit to try and merge into traffic. You need to drive a little faster. Get off my soapbox there. But when you go into sport mode, it definitely wakes things up a little bit. So if you're in a situation where you need that little extra push, it's there. And obviously you have additional driving modes to help out in pretty much every situation. The brake and the gas pedal are very manageable, very easy to deal with. They don't have any issues where you have to basically learn the feel. You just pop in and go. That's at least been my experience. Typically the brake pedal is the most challenging with that. This one is not an issue in these CR-Vs, and the steering is responsive. I like that. There are some models out there, not CR-Vs, but other models that really make you feel almost like you're out of control because the steering is a little bit too fast, or just kind of feels a little lazy, maybe is a good way to put it. But the balance here with this CR-V is very, very nice, enjoyable to drive, and going to give you a lot of good versatility because you have your cargo capacity back there, plenty of room for your rear seat passengers, quite a bit here. One thing I would like to see added in the future would be a multi-camera system. That would be helpful. Maybe a panoramic sunroof for those of you who want that. For me personally, that's not something I'm really concerned about. But it would be nice to see an option where you can have all of those different camera views, such as what the Pilot Elite and Pilot Trail Sports offer. Tell me what you think about that and what you would like to see added or changed. I know one of the major things that so many of you talk about is the need for the addition of a spare tire. And those are the high points of the 2025 Honda CR-V EXL Hybrid, or what is ultimately the Hybrid Sport Touring. For those of you who have been searching for the Hybrid EXL trim level, now you know that number one, there really isn't one, but in essence, this is what it would be. So I hope that helps you out in your search. I do want to say a special thanks to my friends here at Holmes Honda for loaning me this CR-V for the day, and a special thanks to each and every one of you for being kind enough to give me the opportunity to give you a vision for your next vehicle. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to hit the like button. That helps me out a lot. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any future videos. Tell me what vehicles you want to see in coming videos. And if you would like to learn about additional vehicles you may wish to consider purchasing, check out the video that's on the screen right now, and I'll see you there.